Alright guys, it's Saturday afternoon, almost 3 o'clock. It's been a few days since I posted anything simply because there has been nothing going on. It is the low season here. Low season can get kind of boring. Well, I wouldn't really say boring, but it can get normal. You know, you get your normal routine down. It's low season, it's also the rainy season, so you're not getting out as much because of the rain. And you know, when you do, you're just there's not really any special events going on or anything to, you know, speak of. And I don't really want to bore you guys with the same exact thing time after time after time. So I haven't been recording, but everything's been going well. My school went really good yesterday. They still haven't come up on a decision about the Sunday classes yet, so that isn't a go for right now. They're probably going to wait until after the elections, I'm guessing, which are on the 29th, which is a Sunday. Because if they got it started now, it wouldn't matter because they wouldn't be open on the 29th anyway. I believe most businesses will be closed for the election. Plus, of course, we'll have the ban on alcohol for that day. But yeah, school's going really good. I like that the kids are paying attention more. They're getting involved more. They're asking way more questions, which I really like. I've always encouraged them to ask questions. I usually get done with the official lesson plan that they give me. I try to get done 5 or 6 minutes early, just so that they can ask questions, or that if I have heard or see something that somebody's struggling with, I can address it in front of the class. That way they don't feel like I'm calling them out personally as being, you know, like slower than the rest of the class. But I see some students do struggle with certain aspects of English, so I'll make it a point at the end of each class when I hear that to just say something like, okay, I just want to go over this just in case people don't get it, or as a refresher course if you do. But they like participating in things. That seems to be one of their favorite things, when they can get up and read a sentence, when they can get up and write on the board. Anything where they can get involved. Unfortunately, the lesson plans I have out of the books I'm using don't really call for that. There's not a lot of participation. It's usually you start out with words that you're going to learn and emphasize during each lesson, and then there'll be a few paragraphs, like a story or about a person or a country or animals or something. You'll read the paragraphs. I'll have them repeat it back to me to listen for mistakes. And then there's a bunch of little tests and quizzes on their comprehension, their reading, and other things. But that's usually something they write in their books individually. I just give them a few minutes. I don't say anything. I just go around the room and make sure they're doing it. But it's not something they participate in. It's something they do individually. And I notice they like to be more active in activities. So I always try to make room for that, is what I'm trying to say. And luckily the school is not a stickler for those books, so if I want to make an activity more interactive, I can do that. Instead of having each one write down the answers in their book, I can go to each one individually and have them come up and write it on the board, let's say. Things of that nature. But it's going well. They've done a lot of landscaping down here, as you can see. They cut down a lot of these bigger branches all along this area, even up here by the temple. They were hanging pretty low, getting in the way of the power lines. So they went ahead and chopped them down. I do believe most of the international schools are getting ramped up to start their hiring process. It's almost August. So I will be waiting to see the Facebook posts and hear through the grapevine which schools are about to be hiring. Usually about August is when they know which teachers are coming back, which ones are not coming back, and they will start getting ready and prepared for that by finding replacements. Which will be a good thing. It's starting to rain right now. I knew it was a mistake coming out. Every time I try to go out, it always tries to rain. I got lucky again last night on the way to school, on the way back, both times. No rain. But just like every week while I was in there, it did rain. And one of my classes yesterday, I only had one student show up. Nothing I can do about that. We went ahead with a lesson, but it was kind of cool because I got to teach that student individually. So instead of standing up in front of a board like normal, I just sat across a desk and we just went through a lesson plan one-on-one. Like I said, it's not up to me to make students show up to class. When they do come in, they do have to sign in. So the school is aware which students show up, which ones don't, and they will deal with that according to their policies. Yeah, we're just doing a little walk around the bridge area here. Just talked to a buddy of mine. I see him around town every so often. His name's Johas, or Johan, not Johan. I think it's Johas, because I keep thinking in my head his name is Johan, because he's from Sweden, I think, but it's not. It's something like Johas or something that sounds like Johan, but it's not. I can't remember exactly. But he's a nice guy. I see him walking around here all the time. Usually sit down, we'll stop, and when we see each other, have a seat. Talk for a few minutes, he'll let me know what's going on. I let him know what's going on. There's some nice carvings down here by the... I don't know what they're going to do with those. They have like a 1, 2, 3... There's a couple in the back. And they have all these nice replica statues of looks like mainly the Bayan temple, which is my favorite temple in the Angkor Wat complex. I don't know what they're doing with them though. Pretty sure they're gonna set them up like that one over there along the riverside at some point, but they've been there a long time, and I'm not sure what the overall plan is. I think my new favorite thing on YouTube are those top 5, top 10 scariest videos caught on camera, most freakish things caught on camera, you know, the really spectacular headline, clickbaity ones. I do like them, even though I'm aware most of them are, you know, not real. They're hoaxed, they're fixed, manipulated. But some of the people doing that really should have a future in special effects because they look really good. And course, if you got the right music and the right narrator, they can freak you out a little bit. I do like looking at them. I've just been binge watching episodes on YouTube for no particular reason. It just popped up in my recommendation or the recommended videos YouTube will give you from time to time. And even though I'd never watched one previously, I don't know why it wound up there, but there it was. And a couple of them I have seen before and realized that, you know, the mystery has been solved, or that it's definitely a fake. But once you go down that wormhole, of course, you'll start getting more and more recommendations for those kind of things. And the amount of channels out there that cover those kind of things is pretty amazing. I don't know how they all continue to make videos like that. It seems like it would be oversaturated, but it's a very popular topic, I guess. Nothing I'd want to do. Looks like that takes way too much editing for me. But yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video to let everybody know everything's fine. I'm still here. I still love Siem Reap. I love Cambodia. I don't want to leave. And hopefully I will not have to. But yeah, between the rainy season and not being able to get out much, and nothing much happening, really haven't recorded much. I'll try to get some more stuff up later next week though. Hopefully the weather permitting, I'll be able to go to a couple places a little bit further out than where I normally get. I've been there before, have some pretty cool things I'll show you guys. Well, that's about it for now. If there's anything you want to know, any questions you have, anything at all I can help you with, information wise here, let me know in the comments. And I will certainly try to answer you to the best of my ability. Oh, I would also like you to know, there was one thing somebody asked. I remember now. They wanted to know about Seng, how we met and everything. I have recapped that in previous videos, but I'll give you a quick rundown. Right now we met at a bar. It was a Saturday night. She came up to me and we started talking as much as we could, because again, she doesn't know much English, I don't know much Khmer. We each know a little bit more now, but at that point, just mainly hand signals and charades. But yeah, at one point she just came back with me and kind of never left. That's the best way to put it. Not that we ever talked about it or, you know, I said anything about it, but it's just one of those things. She just kind of integrated herself, her life in with mine, I guess you can say. And here we are. That's really the short story. There's a little bit more to it than that. Like when we first met, I really wasn't interested. I didn't want a girlfriend. I wasn't looking for one. Didn't care about one. And I was with my buddy. And at one point during our first conversation, I remember saying to her, although she didn't understand, I pointed at my buddy and said, "No, not me. Him. Go to him." I was kind of saying, "I'm not interested. Why don't you ask my buddy if he's interested?" That was it. But she misunderstood that to mean, or what she thought I meant was, well, my buddy, he wants a girl also. And the next thing I know, she's all talking to one of the bar girls that was at the bar and bringing her back to introduce her to him. And I knew right away what had happened, that she misunderstood my intentions. What I was trying to say. So that was pretty funny. In the meantime, like I said, without the language, or with the language barrier, there's some miscommunication, but I mean nothing major. Like I didn't know a whole lot about her or her past, except the very basic things. I know she was married once. I know her husband died in a motorcycle accident. I know she has a child. And I know her name, and just recently, last month, found out her birthday. I didn't even know that until circumstances happened where I needed that information and had to find out. Now, why that may sound weird and strange to some people, it's worked out so far. Sometimes it's more difficult than others without being able to properly communicate. But we make it work. And my whole thing was always thinking that if once you have a girlfriend or a lady friend or whatever you want to call it, is that everything's twice as much money. And of course I am always trying to save money, but she's actually saved me money. She showed me all those great places to eat for $1 instead of the restaurants I was going to, which were always like $2.50 to $3.50 a meal, which is still pretty cheap for what you got compared to where I come from. But there's so many more cheaper, really cheaper places here with food that is just as good, if not better, and you get a lot of it for that $1, so you're not starving. Sometimes I can't even finish a meal. Plus I can give her money, she can go to the market, she can do things for $7 at a no foreigner ever could. I would get charged easily at least 10 for the things she buys that she can buy for 6 or 7, maybe even more. But somebody once told me that even at the markets, even for local people, the reason you don't see a lot of men shopping there is because men always get charged more, even if they're local. It doesn't matter. It's kind of like, that's a woman's world, let the woman do her thing. And it seems to work out. So yeah, all in all, she's actually helped me save money in the long run. Like a lot of other things, you might have preconceptions or misconceptions. And sometimes you just have to be proven wrong, which is the case with that. Anyway, like I said, I have more information as in previous videos, but that's the short answer. And I guess I'll wrap this one up. Just wanted to make it kind of quick and let you know I'm alive, everything is well, and I'm trying to make it home before it starts pouring rain again. So I'll talk to you guys in the next one.